Welcome to Peace Concepts, where we explore practical strategies for cultivating understanding, resolving conflict, and nurturing meaningful connections. I'm David Lowry. In previous Peace Concept videos, we discussed the importance of communicating boundaries. Today, we'll switch gears and focus on the importance of recognizing and respecting the boundaries of others by peeking in on Mark and Cherise. Cherise has been divorced for a few years and has just started back into the dating scene. Recently, she's had a few dates with Mark, who seems like a good guy, but it's too early to say. It's Thursday night when her phone rings, and she's surprised to see that it's Mark who's calling her.
Hello? Hey there, beautiful. Guess what amazing surprise I have for you? Mark, how are you? What can I do for you? Drum roll, please. I snagged 2 round-trip tickets to Hawaii, and we're leaving Friday night. Wait, Hawaii? Mark, that's incredible. But we just started dating, and this is my weekend to have the kids. I can't just... Nonsense. They can stay with your sister for a few days. Just picture us relaxing in paradise. Mark, I really appreciate it, but I can't ditch my responsibilities. The kids have a soccer game on Saturday, and I already booked a couples massage and a luau with fire dancers. You don't want to miss that, do you? Mark, listen to me. This is important. I told you I need this weekend with the kids. It would be best if you slowed down. But Hawaii, come on, don't you ever want to have some fun and take our relationship up a whole new level? Come on now, say yes.
I hope Mark is listening to our program because he needs help in recognizing and respecting boundaries. As we saw with Cherise, not respecting boundaries can damage your trust and lead to conflict. Let's learn some things to help us recognize and respect boundaries. As I've said before, boundaries are an invisible extension of personal space. And just like when someone stands too close to you, you'll feel uncomfortable. The same thing is true when someone wants you to do something that goes against your values or comfort zone. Even if they don't mean any harm, it can negatively affect you and your emotions. Don't worry, we have some suggestions to assist you based on active listening, which is essential for effective communication. This involves paying attention to what people say and observing nonverbal clues that may signal unease or uncertainty. Let's start by examining verbal clues. Remember, words set limits. When someone clearly states a boundary like, "I'm not comfortable discussing that right now," or "I can't lend you money at the moment," it's important to respect that. For instance, when Cherise said, "I can't. I have to take care of my kids this weekend. I have soccer on Saturday, and you need to slow down," she was setting boundaries. On the other hand, when Mark said, "Soccer? Who cares?" he was disregarding Cherise's priorities, feelings, and boundaries. Now, I know that salespeople are trained to consider such statements as objections to be overcome. And in a sales situation, we might agree because the power dynamic resides with the buyer, who can always walk away. However, it's a mistake to think of all communication interactions as sales interactions, just as it would be for a military officer to communicate to everyone as they do in the military, or a lawyer to cross-examine everyone they meet. In daily interactions, no means no until otherwise stated. Pay attention to I statements. People use the pronoun I to express their wants, needs, feelings, beliefs, values, and desires. This is a clue to their personal boundaries. Listen for phrases like, "I need some time to think about this," or "This is too much for me." These statements indicate discomfort with our request. We should also pay attention to repeated requests. If you have to keep asking the same question over and over, the other person is probably setting a boundary with you. If you keep getting the same answer, that's your answer. They're setting a boundary. Now let's look at a few nonverbal clues, such as change in tone. When a person sets a boundary, their vocal tone might become firmer, more distant, or even hesitant. So Cherise might have said, "Look, Mark, I can't go out this weekend. I have the kids." That's a firmer vocal tone. When someone is withdrawn or less engaged after a specific topic or request, it's usually a nonverbal way of setting a limit or letting you know the subject is off limits. Look at their body language and notice if they're crossing their arms, looking away, or increasing the physical distance between you. That signals discomfort and a desire for space. Oftentimes, people will change the subject to avoid discussing a sensitive topic. That's a boundary. Sometimes you get a shorter response, like one-word answers, or shorter replies to indicate a desire to minimize or close a conversation to a specific point. And then last of all, nonverbal silence. Sometimes silence itself is the only clue you need. Now, there's always exceptions to the rules respecting boundaries, especially when it's necessary to have difficult conversations. In such an instance, we may have to have conversations even when someone isn't fully willing to participate. Think of it this way. A peacefully assertive person doesn't let themselves be manipulated simply because someone says, "I'm uncomfortable." They understand that difficult conversations are sometimes necessary, even if they make another person uncomfortable. The key is to recognize and acknowledge the discomfort and to respectfully but clearly state your needs while seeking solutions that work for everyone. So, are you ready to become a communication pro? We've given you helpful tips to help you recognize and understand unspoken signals when someone is setting a boundary. By paying attention to these clues, you can adjust your communication to be more respectful and avoid making others feel uncomfortable. We hope you found this discussion of boundaries insightful and useful. We invite you to stay tuned to future episodes of Peace Concepts and encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. In the meantime, let's commit to fostering understanding, resolving conflicts, and nurturing meaningful connections in our daily lives. Peace Concepts is produced by Peaceful Life Productions.